Hello everyone, welcome to In the Neighborhood with your hosts Tim Johnson and Stacy Borho. Together they are finding out what makes the heart of the Heartland beat. They sit down with people in your community that lead organizations, businesses, and government. You'll learn who they are and what they're involved in and why. They are the people in your neighborhood. It's In the Neighborhood with Stacy Borho and Tim Johnson.
Hi, Stacy. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you, Tim?
Doing all right. So we've been trying to come up with a good slogan, and I think you did a pretty good job with what In the Neighborhood's about. What is it?
So In the Neighborhood is all about connecting people with their volunteering vision.
That's it. We want to get you involved with, well, whatever you can do to get involved with our city, to help people out, and that's really what we're all about. Connecting people with different charities, organizations, even if it's government where you can come in and volunteer and help make this a better place. That's really what we're all about.
Exactly.
Awesome. So today we have Amy Jones.
Yep.
And Amy, I met you through St. Jude's, and you're a participant. You actually are, you've been through St. Jude's?
I have, yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit of story about that real quick?
Okay. I actually became involved with St. Jude in 1988 when I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So going on 30 years in September that I've been a part of St. Jude. So I have seen it from the patient side, from the family side, and then my goal as a patient, I saw runners. I'm like, these crazy people are running. They don't even know me, and they're voluntarily running. Like, who does that? Because running was about as bad as chemo in my book. And I saw them doing this and said, if I can get healthy enough and strong enough someday, I want to be able to do this. And so fast forward several years later, I joined the Memphis Peoria Run, and now this past week was my 21st year doing that. So yeah, I kind of do all of it with St. Jude because I just absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
What a great story.
Thank you.
I've had the opportunity to go down to St. Jude Hospital with the Corvette Drive,
Yes.
which has been amazing. If you haven't seen our video, you can go to Peoria Life and click on, actually all of our St. Jude videos are right there on peorialife.com, but you click on the St. Jude and you can see a lot of different videos. For me, going down and seeing the kids, but seeing everything that's going on there at St. Jude and the real mission behind St. Jude is really impacted me pretty heavily.
It's a remarkable place. It's unlike any other institution because it really puts the children and the families first. I mean, obviously their priority is to treat these kids and these cases that nobody else wants to treat, but they do that with the family and the kids at first in mind. They want the kids to be kids and have fun and to play and not to worry about the seriousness of their disease. They are not their disease, they're still kids. And so they do a remarkable job of that. And, the fact that they do it without ever asking anyone to pay a bill there's not even a billing department. They just take care of it all and allow the families to just focus on getting better and to have time with their kids and, to rally is remarkable because, so much of what any of us do is, mental. We were talking a little bit before the interview about things being mental, and being able to just focus all that energy is huge, and that it's just this remarkable place. And the fact that they're not even done when you're done being treated. I actually still go back and participate in life studies because at St. Jude, it's not just about saving the life, it's about making sure that the life is the best possible. So they are still doing studies, 20, 30 years later to say, what long-term side effects are there? How can we make this better? How can we improve this treatment to ensure that, like I said, they're not just saving lives, but they are providing the best possible life and outcome. So, nobody else does that. So St. Jude is a remarkable place where miracles happen every day.
I didn't know that. Did you know they'd continued on with all the research after the fact?
I found all this out this year. It's been a long year working with St. Jude, kind of going through and going behind the scenes and really seeing what they're doing. And yeah, there's so much that happens. For me, being attached to Peoria Life, what I love to see is the story of Peoria and St. Jude. And yeah, we have the run. We have the major run from Memphis to here, but all the 37 runs that are coming in, and a lot of people don't realize, but Peoria is per capita one of the top most giving cities in the world.
It is the top if you take corporations out. So yeah, I mean, the Peoria community, the way that they give and rally around St. Jude is just remarkable. And, kids are being saved every day. And, there's hundreds of kids who are at the Peoria Clinic alone who never have to make that trip to Memphis, leave their families, leave their friends while going through all this, because we have that clinic, and this community makes that possible. So, $10 million plus this past weekend. So remarkable from just this one little community.
And it's neat to see all the different, because so my day started out in Decatur. Then we're talking Saturday.
Yeah.
I went to Decatur, went to Dunlap, went to Metamora, Bartonville, saw Lewiston along the route, and then to wrap it all up down at the Civic Center. Boy, about bring you to tears. I mean, you're standing there, we're waiting for them to run into the Civic Center, and the teams are lined up. Probably nearly all of the runners were there in the street, 3,000 of them, ready to go in, and just the spirit was amazing.
Yeah.
So that to me was very exciting. Through one of the videos that I did, my niece, who's out on the East Coast, Karen, happened to see a necklace that you were wearing.
I think Molly Shepherdson was wearing. But yeah.
Who is from St. Jude.
Right.
She saw that and she said, "You should talk to Amy." And I'm like, "I've already talked to Amy," but not about what you're doing. You're working with something called Noonday Collection.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Noonday Collection is a fair trade jewelry and accessories company, and we partner with artists and businesses all across the world, 14 different countries, and we help them provide a marketplace for their goods so that they can have a dignified job, a sustainable income, and simply opportunity, because they just don't have that in the countries and the communities where they come from. So we partner with them and work with them to make sure that they are being able to just have the same type of flourishing world and life that we all deserve.
Wow.
So how'd you get started with this?
Well, kind of a long story. Noonday originated because the founder, Jessica Honegger, was trying to fund her adoption of her son, Jack, from Rwanda. And so, anybody who's been through adoption knows it's kind of pricey. And so she was just trying to find a way to do that. And she was able to kind of realize that there was a way to help fund this adoption, but also to provide, income and, kind of help out these artisans. So kind of a win-win. And so Noonday has been pretty prevalent in the last several years with the adoption community. Well, I'm an adoptive mother, and my husband and I were going through the process of adopting our daughter about 3 years ago, and some friends who were also adopting had a fundraising trunk show through Noonday to raise funds for their adoption. So I kind of fell in love with the jewelry because I'm a jewelry girl, but then realized what this company was and that it was so much more than just jewelry, that it really was not only helping adoptive families, but helping these women and children and artisans all across the globe. So I kind of was like, tell me more, and just kind of stumbled upon it and realized that, through the jewelry and the accessories that I love anyway, that could kind of just change the world and make an impact. And, everybody wants to make a difference.
Mm-hmm. And globally.
Yeah. So Absolutely. What kind of differences are you seeing with what you provide?
We hear artisan stories from our business partners of women who have been able to provide for their families. They were going to have to give their children up for adoption because they couldn't afford, and now they are able to have their children with them. Women who didn't have homes, who were homeless, who now have homes. Children who now have an education or health care because their parents or their mothers have a job. We hear stories of women who are in sex trafficking who have actually now been pulled out of that situation and are given the opportunity to provide them income in a more dignified way. I was able to travel to Peru this summer and meet with 3 of our artisan partners in Peru, and to just see the confidence and just the dignity that they now have because they have a job. You know, so many of our artisans are in countries and cultures where they have nothing and therefore they're told they are nothing. And to see their confidence grow and to see that, you know, we are buying the things that they are making, and just the pride that they have in that, you know, just that emotion in itself is life-changing. But then to financially realize that they now can provide for their families, can send their children to school, can, you know, have health care, can put food on the table, is just truly humbling, because we take it for granted here in the United States. You know, we think that, you know, we're the standard that everybody should live by, and we're really the exception. So to be able to go into these countries and to see them carry on their culture and their traditions, and, you know, use the things that are native to them and produce this beautiful jewelry or these beautiful accessories, and then we actually provide a marketplace for them in the United States, and that they are giving me a job. It just, to see them light up like that is just remarkable. And so, you know, one purchase at a time, we are just really creating a difference. You know, our tagline, our slogan is "Style Your Friends, Change the World." And, you know, you never realize that jewelry can make such a big impact, but it does for these people.
So are all these artisans women or men or combination?
About 80% of our artisans are women.
Okay.
So we definitely have some men artisan partners, and some of our artisan businesses are run by men, but women are primarily our group, just because they are the ones who really are not given the opportunity in these countries that we work with. You know, their property, or they're just, you know, they're just not given the opportunity. And so we hire them, and they're able to work from home, work with their kids, be able to just, you know, live out in their communities and still have a job, which is exactly what we want for them.
And so cool that you even got to go and meet them,
Yes.
3 of them.
Yes, absolutely.
So was it 3 women that you met, or who did you get to meet?
We actually worked with artisan businesses. So we went to 3 different business partners and met with several different artisans that they work with. One of the ones that we met in Ayacucho, Peru, which is up in the mountains, is called Hilos y Colores, which means thread of color. And they are the ones who do our embroidery. We've got a bag here that they do. And they actually work with almost 800 different women throughout the mountains of Peru. And they are able to carry on this tradition of embroidery that has been passed down for generations, and able to just have a job. So we were able to meet with about 40 or so of this group of 800 women from different communities, and to eat with them and to sit with them and just to experience life with them, which was remarkable. Yeah.
That's a lot.
So you guys talk jewelry. How can a guy help?
How can I, you know what?
I think we should put some jewelry on Tim.
Absolutely,
thank you.
you know, we do get that question a lot, and believe it or not, we do have men who have trunk shows, and because anybody can purchase, right? You know, men can purchase for their wives, their mothers, their daughters. Even though our line is primarily for women, you know, men can certainly get involved. They can support, and you know, we primarily have trunk shows. We ask people to kind of open up their homes to provide this marketplace, but we also ask them to remember us at gift time, or, you know, if they need something for a special occasion, you know, if they're looking for a piece of jewelry, sure, you can run to, you know, a department store, which is convenient, but you're going to get something handmade just as beautiful, and really impact a life, you know, ordering through us. So we, you know, ask them to do that as well. And, you know, you can also become an ambassador and do this as a job, which is great too. So there's lots of different ways that people can make an impact, whether you're male, female, it doesn't matter. Young, old, everything in between. So yeah.
I don't think I could pull off the earrings.
I don't know. I think they're calling
You never
your name.
know. You never know.
Let's pierce your ears.
We've got big. We're known for big statement
Do you have
pieces.
any clamps?
No, we should work on that. Well, wait, yeah, no, you still have to have a piercing, but yeah, that's all right. So with necklaces, we can turn it into something. So a bag, you need a good bag.
Just fine, I think. What's the best way for people to reach out to you?
People can contact me through my website, which is just Amy Jones, AMYJONES. .noondaycollection.com, and they can also email me at noonday with Amy Jones at gmail.com.
Okay, say the website again, just so
amyjones.noondaycollection.com.
Awesome. And so you can actually have people that work under you, and so...
We do. We can have a team. Our goal is to simply just make sure that we're spreading Noonday as much as we can, because the more orders, the more that purchases that we can have, the more we're able to order from our artisans. So yeah, we just, can have people join. We love to see people join and spread the word of Noonday. And so yeah, we just get it out there in front of people, just because that's how we're going to make the biggest impact.
So what's your most ordered piece? What do you...
Our bags are pretty popular. We have a couple of different leather bags from India, and we have this brand new leather bag this season that is pretty popular. In fact, it went on like back order the day it came out because so many people were placing the orders. But that's great because the way Noonday works is we actually order everything up front from our artisans, and we pay them up front. So before we even sell anything to customers, our artisans are paid, and which is very different than some companies, but that's how fair trade works. And we are actually a certified B corporation, which is like the gold seal of fair trade. And so when we have all of these orders, are able to place reorders with our artisans, they're able to get even more work out of it. So it's a pretty remarkable way that we do business, and unlike a lot of other places who might just, one necklace at a time, here's your, couple of cents for a necklace. That's not how we work.
Yeah. Wow. You're really involved. And
Love it.
you're another one of those cool people that make Peoria a really cool place to be.
Well, thank you. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to be here and to, provide for this community, which I love, who's given so much to me. So it's nice to be able to give back and to also show everybody that we are way more connected around the world than we realize. And that's, one of the things Noonday does.
Very cool. And you got some really cool stuff out here too, so
Thanks.
I'm excited to take a look.
Yeah, lots of fun things.
Awesome. Well, again, what's the slogan?
In the neighborhood, on PeoriaLife.com, in the neighborhood, connecting volunteers with their vision.
Put her on the spot.
He's good at that,
We just
isn't he?
created this last Friday, so you
it
really
should be
wanted
memorized. And I would say that, but I don't got it quite. I got the volunteer vision.
Okay.
I got that. That's really what it's
Let's
about.
do it.
Is really connecting people with their vision of what they.
Well, how they can give back,
Yeah, how
right?
you can
Because
give back, right.
everybody has their different time, talent, and treasure, and things, whether it's children or adults or reading or hands-on volunteering, and we just want to connect you with that.
Yep.
So your volunteering vision.
Look forward to some special things coming up this next year that we have planned through this. Yeah, make sure you share on YouTube, Facebook, and all the places that we are. Get the word out. We appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day.
PeoriaLife.com